Good morning. And the time of 10:30 has arrived, and the meeting of the Norwood Historical Commission will begin. I'd just like to go around the room and have everybody introduce themselves. I'm Judith Howard, Chair of the Commission.
I'm Tony Esco, Vice Chair of the Commission.
I'm Tom Deal.
Caroline Panis.
Kathy Burgess.
Cheryl Doyle.
Michael Rosen.
Chuck Burgess.
John Chancherula.
Thank you very, very much. The thing about it is that John Chancherullo is leaving his position as administrative service director, and he's moving on to further his career. And we're very, very sad to see you go. And we want to thank you so much for everything you've done for the Historical Commission, taking our minutes, offering suggestions to us and everything. It's been wonderful.
You're very welcome.
Pleasure.
Hear, hear.
Wish you the best. We'd also like to welcome on board Mike Rosen, who is Assistant Town Manager, and he will be our liaison. And we welcome you.
Thank you.
Mike. And just welcome aboard.
Thank you so much.
You deserve it.
Thank you for taking us on.
Yeah, because it's difficult. It's not an easy thing.
We're really sorry.
So anyway, this is, usually it's September. We have an election of officers, and does anybody want to have a position of chair, vice chair, or whatever? Seeing none,
Keep the status
I will
quo.
be glad to continue the role with your permission. And
I'm
will you-
glad to continue as Vice Chair in the absence of Judith. If it became necessary, I would be happy to.
And also, you have a very, very important role in that you're also the spokesperson for the Norwood Historical Commission. So
Oftentimes.
thank you so much for that.
I have a question. Who's going to be Vice Diva?
I don't know if the camera picked up. You should let the camera see that, Judith.
First of all, we have to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
And a second.
Second. It was a good meeting.
All in favor? Unanimous. That's good. So for discussion purposes, we want to discuss Norwood Central Railroad Station Building, which is owned by the MBTA. And John, you made arrangements for us to meet with them at the ticket office, the building. And do you have any up-to-date information?
Yes, so since we last met, the town has contracted with Spencer Preservation Group to conduct the feasibility and restoration study. They are a very experienced firm. They've done similar projects throughout the Commonwealth. I had a kickoff meeting with one of the architects there at the end of September. He indicated to me that he would hope to have something and anticipates having something for the commission by the end of the calendar year.
Excellent.
And I connected him with representatives of the MBTA and their marketing firm, Greystone. So they've been able to connect and provide whatever access is necessary.
Well, Greystone representatives came to our last meeting,
Yes.
and so we were very happy to meet with them too. Yeah, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Because you need marketing in order for this to the rest. Does anybody have any comments about that?
Just, I thought it was coincidental that his last name is Willett. In relation historically to the Willett family. I don't know. I'm going to shut the door, excuse me, folks, because it's
No
noisy.
problem.
It's trash day or something here.
I can provide other updates if you'd like.
What?
I can provide other updates
Sure.
on the other projects if you'd like.
Oh, I was just going to ask on the Norwood Press building, because the owners of 932 were with us at our last meeting as well. So,
The commission voted to send a letter of support for the Massachusetts state tax credit application on behalf of the owner. That has been submitted, and then the commission further recommended that the Board of Selectmen do the same, and the Selectmen voted and did that. I think they're one of their meetings in September. Needless to say, both letters have been submitted and copies provided to the owner. And the owner, forget the gentleman's name,
Yeah.
Mr. Mutha of Oris Inc. has expressed his thanks and appreciation for the
that's
support.
excellent. Let's see what the next one is. St. Gabriel's Chapel. Let me skip that one just for right now. Shattuck Park. What about that?
A application has been submitted.
Pre-application.
A pre-application was submitted to the Community Preservation Committee from the General Manager's Office based upon the work that the Commission had requested Chuck and I do in tandem with Public Works Director Mark Ryan. Since that time, however, we were able to, I forget, someone had reached out to research they were doing, really unrelated, but found that the town paid for the wall at Shattuck Park in 1927. So we'll incorporate that information that was in the 1928 annual report as part of the full application.
That's terrific. Were there any changes to the park that are recommended or anything?
This is a request for funding for a study to be conducted by a landscape architect
That's-
on restoring the wall and any other work that they recommend. As part of the consultant's work, they will be soliciting feedback from the community and the abutting neighbors as well.
That is a dry wall,
Yes.
because the original is the dry stone wall. And also there is this school for creating dry walls in Dummerston, Vermont. And in Ireland, when you go to Ireland, that's what you see. You don't see stockade fences, you don't see boundary lines and everything. Dry stone walls, and they're beautiful, beautiful. So anyway, thank you very much for doing that. Do you have any
Yeah,
thoughts?
just that the idea of obviously having a landscape architect comes in there, because
Professional.
it's, the wall is part and parcel of the park, and a lot of maybe some of the original landscaping is obscured. I mean, there's some undulations in there and some beautiful parts of the park on that end. And there are trees now growing through the wall that shouldn't be there, you know. And so a lot of those have to be taken care of, removed, and so on. So, yeah, it's a big project. It'd be a lovely, lovely entrance gateway to Norwood coming from westward.
I love the big
Highland
stones that
Cemetery.
are in there, the
And the
big rock.
cemetery, the visitors to cemetery, it's like an extension of
Yeah.
that
Well, the
landscape.
rock formations in the park are absolutely stunning.
Yeah, they're integral to the
Yeah.
park,
A
yes.
copy of the pre-application has been
Yeah.
shared with the commission as well.
That is
And
correct.
Just for clarity, and Mike, will you be our liaison for all these CPC applications, because this goes till May, so you'll do everything that John,
I'll work with John just to kind of figure out the succession on this. I think the answer is yes to that, though, yes.
yeah,
Yep.
because it's a long process. you know,
Yeah.
'cause,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, there you go.
Cheryl will keep you.
Should I address St. Gabriel's now?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, John.
This morning, no, yesterday, actually, I got an email from Wendy Frontiero, who is the historic consultant that the town hired to do St. Gabriel's Chapel and Highland Cemetery for another application for National Register of Historic Places status. So she had asked me yesterday for the name and address for an historian here in Norwood. I gave it to her. I gave her the information. And this morning I saw an email requesting funding for the information that this Norwood historian gave. And I think it's the responsibility of the Norwood Historical Commission to respond to that, together with
The
the
town,
I'm sorry?
with some town input, because I don't recall this conversation or.
There was no conversation.
okay.
It just happened yesterday. And today, with an invoice of $5,000. And so we have backup for what we know happened. It is different from the request that the historian gave. So the commission will respond. What I'll do is I'll make a letter or something, and I'll send it for approval to the rest of the commission. And I'll even, seek your comments to Mike for any additional information, and also from the Community Preservation Committee for any different things. So, yes, sure.
I just want to add to it, just so you guys know, this person had met with Kristen Phelps, the admin for CPC, and I months and months ago, before we even had the approval for CPC money. We had asked the historian if they'd be willing to submit an application when the bid process starts, because we didn't have money released or anything yet. The person asked if they could start now, and we said we can't approve of it. Because one, we didn't know if we were going to get the money, and we had to go through the bidding process to see who comes in at the lowest bid. An email and the information was sent to this person, as well as the other person who is also qualified to do national registries. We only heard back from one, and it happened to be Wendy, who we ended up going with her because we only had one. So where this extra information came from, I don't know. I don't know if there's a misunderstanding or what, or anything. I know when Kristen Phelps and I talked to this person, we did not discuss paying anybody any monies.
That will be included in the letter.
Yeah.
Tony?
Just because this is also so new to me. Also, though, when I was doing the research on what had been done, it was complicated, and in the end, things were defaulting on Mark Ryan's office, the engineer and public works office.
Because the previous town manager had recommended.
That's right. I mean, I saw the letterhead for the
Right, with the
communication.
Massachusetts Historical Commission.
So
They-
I don't know if anything fell through the cracks in his office, because I haven't been on the commission 10 years, maybe I think I've been on it 7. I don't remember ever initiating a request from this historian, and we certainly wouldn't do it without town manager approval for funding.
Correct.
So could we just ask Mark Ryan's office, had he ever met with her?
I will have to follow up on that.
I mean,
But the original application I believe, without having to go through my records, was way back, I think in 2014, 2013, something like that.
Right.
So it's been over
It's a long
a
time.
long time. And the first couple of applications that Cram and Ferguson submitted to the Mass Historical Commission were denied. They were denied for various reasons that the
Right.
commission has. And after the second or third time it was denied, and I think I had asked the historian to review and comment, those were my exact words, on the application. The application had already been done, so it had only been her to review and comment.
Yeah.
What she had done with Cram and Ferguson, the Norwood Historical Commission has no idea. We were not involved in that. So it would be Cram and Ferguson, and who was paid, by the way, and I have a copy of the check, $750 way back in 2014, 2013, or way back it was.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I just want
yeah.
you all to know
Right.
what had transpired, and we'll take care of getting the information and sending an answer or response to the person.
Right.
But one more thing, that person never sent anything to us.
Okay.
It's only sent it to the new consultant.
Can I ask you something then? Is the historian, the information that was forwarded to the consultant now, was that research that was done way back when then by Cram and Ferguson, for Cram and Ferguson?
Initially, yes.
Is that what was forwarded then to Wendy, that information? So this is not new information, or is this all new information and work that had been done?
From what I understand from the communication that I saw this morning, last night, the information in the email to the new consultant was work that she had done, local historian had done for Cram and Ferguson back then, and then she did something else, I think, from Cram and Ferguson, and then when I contacted the person, my contact was for review and comment only. There was no research, no anything. So, I don't know, we'll have to take care of it, that's all.
Okay, thank you.
We'll do it in a very nice way.
Yeah, maybe the parties all need to meet or something with the town manager. I mean,
Well, the town manager doesn't know what occurred back then,
Right.
but he most likely will be notified.
Because I
By
don't,
the chief.
I don't even think we have that much money in our appropriated budget for 26. I think we have
She's
like
not
30.
getting it.
Well, we can't, you know, we have no authority to do that without
No.
a signature anyway,
Right.
so.
Sounds
But
fine.
I'm dismayed because
I was
I
shocked.
think very highly of this person, so I don't want to diminish any future rapport with her. I don't think Norwood has enough published public material on our town. There's a lot on Dedham and Medfield and, you know, towns that were incorporated so much earlier than we were. So I want to keep good lines of communication with this historian. So I'd like to get it worked out and say that I never once saw her name anywhere, because if I had, I would mention it, and I would, you know, footnote that. Again, like you said,
As a resource.
right, all I saw were the responses from Mass Historical Commission on things that were shortfalls. There were no names in it.
Right,
You know.
but not only that, though, there was no request at the time, whether in 2014 or 2016 or 2020, there was never an invoice sent to us, there was never, or the town, there was never any mention of cost. We're all volunteer, well,
We are.
Not
Yeah,
all
the
volunteer.
commission
The
is.
commission is all volunteer.
I'm not getting my pay, you?
And we put it out.
Especially with the
so-
shutdown.
Shut down.
So, anyway, but what, bottom line is, we'll take care of it.
Yes, we definitely will.
And thank you very much for listening to this.
Judith, could Mag also just
Sure.
provide a quick update on it? So prior to this all transpiring, I did meet with Wendy Frontero and her associate Martha Lyon.
Yes.
Probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago. They needed to get in touch with the engineering department. I provided that connection. She also provided an estimated timeline for
Yes,
completing the
I
project.
saw it, yeah.
So she anticipates having a draft in March,
I know it was-
at which time 75% of her total project
Yeah.
cost would be due.
It was
And then a
exciting.
final draft before the end of the fiscal year.
Yeah.
June 30th.
But
She said
Back in-
that she has to pretty much start from scratch, not relying on any other information.
Well, the form changed too. The forms
Oh,
have
the form.
changed, so she has to do it with the updated forms.
Right.
I know, it is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Registration's a nightmare.
Thank you very much, Jill, I appreciate that. Then we have applications for community preservation funds. And one of them is Shattuck Park. And I think all of you have received the pre-applications from the Community Preservation Committee. And what is offered for those applications that need a letter of support from the Norwood Historical Commission, we'll give them.
Okay.
One is Shattuck Park. Go ahead,
Oh.
Cheryl.
I'm just doing the historic part of it. Shattuck Park falls under
Open space.
open space.
Oh,
Would you like
that's
me to
right.
speak about them?
Right.
Yeah.
What?
Would you like me to speak about them?
Yeah, and I have an
Absolutely.
add-on.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
Part of
Yeah.
the strategy. yeah.
That's right, it is open.
It was a strategy.
But I am so used to thinking that Shattuck Park is historic.
Well, I mean,
But
We can
Yeah.
still
We
send
can
a
still
letter
send
of
one.
support.
Oh, yes.
We can still
that-
send one. It's
It's definitely,
Yeah.
Especially
I
with
love that park.
the unearthed part of the wall identification at the time and how the town did it originally. Yeah, so the wall is historic.
So the manager's office has 2 pre-applications that have been submitted which require that the commission determine their historical significance. One is the inventory of historical assets at Town Hall, the Morse House, and the Memorial Library. That is one single project. And then work on the artillery gun outside of Town Hall. Copies have been provided to the commission. And as you recall, this is an annual process for these for applications that fall under historic significance. So the commission will need to vote whether or not to determine both are significant to the history, archaeology, and culture of the town of Norwood. I believe that is strict language that needs to be used in the motion. To your point, the Shattuck Park project falls under open space and does not require this vote.
But we thought to do it anyway.
And just to let you know, he has another application, but we had voted on it from its very beginning of restoring the reports. So we don't have to vote on that one again, just in case somebody asks if the Historic Commission approved of it. Yes, we did. We started at the very, very beginning.
That's right. the
And we
beginning of the
knew it
reports.
was, of the reports, and we knew this was an ongoing process, and we were in favor of the ongoing process.
That's true.
Just want to be out in the open and clear,
Yeah.
open book.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I think this is the last time that they will
Yep.
do it because the reports from the time that this ends to now, we have all reports at town hall.
And they're in good shape.
They're in very good shape at town hall, right. Another one that's historic is the Orient Lodge.
Can we do him separate, please? Can
One
we
at a
do
time.
Separate?
separate? Do the town manager first and then do
Oh,
other
yes, I-
one, because it's not coming from the same source.
Oh, I understand what you're saying now.
Yeah,
I
okay.
thought that it was, so because we had already approved it.
Yeah.
Okay, then,
So
this is on the reports.
Okay,
No, would you like me to
Yep.
propose a motion?
Absolutely.
Vote to determine that assets within Town Hall, the Morse House, and the Moore Memorial Library, and the cannon, and in parentheses, artillery gun outside of Town Hall are significant to the history, archaeology, and culture of the town of Norwood.
I'll second that.
I think you need to, I can't make the motion.
Oh,
No,
You like
I
that?
like
Make it.
ditto.
All right, so
I'll
made.
second it then.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we can discuss it, right?
yes, absolutely.
Okay, now we can discuss it.
Yes.
Okay,
You seconded it.
Yeah.
And,
No.
no, you made the
She moved the
motion. And
motion,
you seconded it.
seconded, open for discussion.
yes, I know, I just want to
Go
say.
ahead.
Okay, I just want to say that I have no problem at all with the inventory on the historical assets. That one's very great. The one on the cannon, and, you know, and I support that. I just want to say this out loud because I read the material on it. And a good sum of money was spent on it back in 2007, I guess. And now there's this 6-digit figure again for it. So if I average it out over 17 years, it's like you're paying $7,000, $8,000 a year for this cannon. That bothers me. So the caveats I have to it are, maybe it shouldn't be in that location if it deteriorates so quickly. I'm not a preservationist, so I don't know if the job they're gonna do on it this time is gonna last more than 15 years, or maybe the cannon should be encased, or maybe it should be under the rotunda a bit of where Memorial Hall is, you know, where there's pillar, or maybe it should be in a foyer. I'm just concerned about repeating investment in something that's outside that maybe isn't, you know, it's old. It's over, you know, I think it's 1914. It's old. So I'd like some answers on how long will this investment last before the town's going to be asked to invest. It's a lot of money. It's a 6-digit figure. However, it needs to be taken care of because it is part of the complete national registration for Town Hall. Just so everybody knows, the Town Hall is the only building on the National Register of Historic Places, and it includes the lockup in the rear, like on the central streets, and it includes the cannon. So it's not as though we can dismiss the cannon because it's a package deal. So my caveats when it comes up, Cheryl, to your committee, is what is the proposed longevity of this investment? And is there a concern about the future care of the cannon such that maybe we should be considering a different location that's more protective from the elements? I don't think national registration precludes that it has to be outside. I suppose it could be inside Memorial Hall somewhere too, if there was a place for it. But I'm just saying, I just think it's a lot of money for something that was done just 17 years ago. You know.
Sean?
Exactly my question. I have the same concerns. I remember it, first of all, I remember the how it was all painted gray and it was awful looking.
It was.
And when they brought that out after it was restored, it was magical. It was beautiful. And the kids, you know, that's a tradition in this
Yes.
town for kids to climb on that and wave to their friends, or especially during Summerfest back in those days. But I also wondered if there's a way that, number one, we could ask the preservationists if there are any extraordinary means that they can take, especially the wood. And I know they listed their materials that they're going to use. Maybe we can find out how long those materials are guaranteed for, to see if it would last more than, what's it been,
I know.
14 years you did the math on that?
No,
or
actually it's
something like that?
17. I think they said
Okay.
2008, I think.
So so that's one concern. The other concern is maybe we get a date from either Mike or John. You know, on the horizon is town hall renovation. And I don't know whether there could be a place in Town Hall Reservation to find a spot for that that's more sheltered.
That's
or-
my point, exactly.
Or available. There might, they're trying to open up space in there, they're trying to modernize it. They may be able to make that a consideration, or maybe extending some sort of a little portico over it, or something like that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think you could put a structure on that corner, it'd probably block views for traffic, but there may be some place to play around with it, Put it next to the statue for John, the children on the lawn.
One comment I have is like the concern that some members of the United Church had because the cannon faces, right?
I know.
It's not loaded.
We would hope not.
So they'd like it.
Although times are changing, Cheryl.
Maybe they can pivot it towards St. Catherine's.
But whatever it is, they have expressed concern
Yeah.
several times.
Interesting. Or, I don't know if going over in Town Square or the Common, as we call it.
Like I say, it's part of the
I
National
know.
Registration package.
It has to stay on the
It
lot,
has to stay on the town hall.
On the
floor.
lot.
Yeah.
on the
I
lot,
have a
yes.
comment. Just wondering, are you allowed to use, as new products come along, new modern ways of putting a preservative on it, whether it's some kind of a clear poly or whatever that would extend it to 30 years or whatever?
Right, so
I mean, that's allowed,
Some things
Okay.
are and some things
Some things
aren't.
aren't.
We'd have to investigate.
but as time goes on, more and more products are developed.
Right.
Maybe
For historic
I don't know who-
preservation.
approves them,
Right.
but sometimes there's a big lag. And the other comment I have is that preserving history is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And preserving our town treasures have to be done, and it's like having an old house, which mine is heading towards 100 years old. You just factor in the maintenance of it. I think it's very, very visual. It's iconic to the town in so many ways. So it's on postcards, and we have to find a way, but
Well, I think that Kristen has a list of contractors and preservationists that have done historic work, so they specialize in it, so we do know that the price is higher. Moreover, when it's a federal, state, or local project, it's always more money, because whoever's doing it thinks,
Yeah.
oh, there's so much money there, they don't know what to do with it all. Sean?
Just to let you know, and John, you can correct me on this, I believe this is another company this time restoring the cannon, and that's why they're breaking it completely down to do it the correct way. And this company actually specializes in this stuff. So I believe the longevity will be much longer. And the CPC had already approved of this going to to the full application, pending us saying we approve of these projects.
So they want a letter of support for this
Yep.
individual
Yes,
project
correct.
of the cannon,
And of
or of the
the
whole thing.
both. You can just do
But
one
the
letter,
letter to include.
both of them, yeah, and then we just double copy it and hook
Okay.
it, just for the purpose of records, in case somebody does request for documents.
Yeah, that's the sole ask of the commission at this
Yeah.
point, is just to deem the canon and the assets within the three buildings as historic.
As
As
historic,
historic, which
exactly
they are,
right.
yeah.
Thank you. Do I have, you have
Yeah,
Tony?
just one more question. So when you're dealing with the company that's gonna do this work, would they give any sort of indication that it will last another 20 years?
We can ask them, that's
You know,
not a
that
problem.
At least,
That
you
that
know,
could be asked.
I doubt you're gonna get a warranty, but, you know, can we get an estimate that it's.
How long it's gonna last.
You know, even town meeting members might question the large amount, you know, how much time do you think we'll get out of this investment? So,
I just want, who would ask that question, CPC?
Well, what CPC's been doing with these applications now, each member is assigned as a liaison for the project, and I happen to have this one.
Well, I have no doubt that the question will be asked
Yeah,
thoroughly.
I have this one.
Very good,
I think that's a very good thing,
Yeah.
too.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Sharon.
Okay, is there anything else on the CPC applications that you would like to mention?
I do, but you need, there is a motion, a second,
Yeah.
you need a vote
Okay, yeah.
now.
you know what, can I ask one more question?
Sure.
I can't remember, is the cannon situated on a slab or is it in the grass?
So honestly,
Yes.
It is on
Yeah.
a slab, I would hope so, okay,
Granite,
thank
yeah.
you.
Okay. So, I am sorry, yes. The motion was made, it was seconded, we discussed it, now we need to vote on it. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No,
Okay.
unanimous.
all right, so then we have one more application, and it's from the Masonic Society. They submitted to CPC for some money to do restoration, and because we don't meet as often as other boards, I wanted this presented to this board. They're still gonna have to ask us, but I thought we should review it and decide if we want to give a letter of support, because it is historic and it's not on the National Register.
I'd be in favor of this, and also in a letter of support, I would recommend that they do that, put it on the National Register. But there are some things in this application that look like repair to me.
Correct.
So, what I would recommend to Orient Lodge, that they change the word to rehabilitation in certain aspects, so that there would be no question as to what it is. Do you have
So you
anything?
want to know exactly what CPC, under the historic bucket, is using that amount of money for
Right.
on it, because yes, it's very open-end. And I know they do have other funding, but we're designated, and in order to do our designation, it has to be historic in
Historic
nature.
itself. Right, so, this is the pre-app.
Priya.
So I think if we ask them, and you've already approved this pre-app.
No, we have
Well,
not. It's
not
on
at
the
all.
agenda. No. The only pre-apps that have been moved forward is the ones from the town manager's office, and that's because he got his in early, and the rest of these came in October 1st, but CPC's meeting tonight, and we have to break them up because there are so many of them. We have something like 15, 16 applications, and we don't know if we're gonna get through
Them tonight,
tonight,
yeah.
hoping, but it might, because we don't do 3-hour meetings.
No,
So,
I don't either, sure.
yeah.
So, yeah, Tony?
Yeah, in talking about this one, I certainly support the preservation of the Orient Lodge, their temple. It's a gorgeous building. And when we give our stamp of approval on a project, we are not necessarily stamping approval on a sum of money, are we?
No.
No.
Town meeting
Right.
does that.
So, in agreeing with what Judith just said, you know, I would approve this in deference to that it be covered within the law, what the allowable scope of services can include. Because really, replanting landscape materials and repairing a sidewalk, it just seems like
That's
normal.
maintenance,
It's
yes.
just,
That's
to
not
me,
us.
that's not the preservation, you know, there's a
Right.
lot of stuff on here that, and that's gonna be your committee's job, not ours, to determine how much to fund. The brickwork, the outside architecture, that needs to be preserved, the envelope of the building,
Yeah.
absolutely, and that's maybe one of the
That
more
should be-
expensive parts of the proposal, so I don't know, because I don't see it here. Can they break this down, the money
Correct.
part of it?
Correct.
That way you can support what the committee truly believes our allowable scope of work
Right,
within
historic.
community preservation law.
Okay.
Because some of this, I'm not the expert on it, so it does seem dubious, right?
Right, some
So-
things are repairs, some things are historic.
So
We
I,
want to help them,
right,
and we want to support them, because
absolutely.
it's a beautiful building, it's exquisite. If anybody has not been inside it, please go when, like on a day or something, it's exquisite. So,
Yeah.
I would break it up too.
I would, in support of that, you had mentioned that if we did do a letter spur, we would mention that perhaps they ought to think about putting on the register. So you don't want to do anything into this that
Right.
would counter to that. For example,
Right.
the handrails on the exterior lighting, if they decide to put a modern light fixture on the building like that, that would be counterproductive
Right.
to the goal of historic preservation. So I don't know, again, that's what you guys would probably bring up in your conversation.
Sure.
So would you guys be comfortable if we're discussing it tonight at CPC? And tonight we're looking, does it meet the requirements of historic? If it does, then it'll go to the full application. So if it goes to the full application and CPC says, yes, it does meet the requirements, would we be able to call another meeting then in November? We invite them in, and then we could take a vote for a letter of support then?
That would be a good idea. Thanks for offering it.
Okay.
And does everybody agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, just to make everybody more comfortable without
Right.
supporting something you're not quite sure what you're going to be supporting
Right.
then. If you have a lot of questions, they need to be answered.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, you just made me think of other things about this. Because so many of our CPC projects have been so public, I just put this out there, you know, as information. So, you know, the Orient Lodge is a man-only membership.
Correct.
And to get in, I believe you need a sponsor to
Yeah, it's
you know.
invite only.
Right,
It's
so
a private
it's-
club.
Right, that's my point, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think, you know, it's private, that it is. So, and you know, they do open it up to the public, you know, throughout the year, here and there, they do. But it's not, for example, like the Norwood Historical Society, anybody can join that for 10-15, but anybody can join the society, and then the day house is open, they do public events, but not just anybody can join the Masons. Does that meet the letter of the law too, for the public use of the funds? It's just out there.
That's a good question.
I wouldn't want to
But the thing of
go.
it is, to answer your question though, they open up the Orient Lodge to the public. On Norwood Day, on other days,
Yes, I
they
know,
have,
yep.
it's opened thing, I've seen ads in the paper
Right.
and things like that. So, I think it's good because if it were really contained or if it was just restricted, that would be discriminatory. But because it's open to the public, and, you know,
Yeah, I just want to make sure that their
Yeah. No,
application.
I can get it
is solid
verified,
for
yeah.
them, that-
And we
that-
can check with the coalition to
Would
make
would the
sure.
analogy be, if we restore the pond behind the Sportsman's Club, that's open to the public, anybody can go fish there, so that's a private club, the Sportsman's
Wait,
Club,
you can join it without
without
the,
being invited.
yeah, it's not as rigid
rigid.
and
Okay.
requirements.
I think our interest is primarily on the building and the way it looks and how it impacts the community.
Right.
Yes, correct.
Also, they do charitable work.
Oh, they do,
They're a
yeah.
Yes.
Sponsor of the Shriners, the children's and
Right.
everything.
Oh,
And they,
yeah.
don't they do the Tony Awards,
Yes,
et
they do.
cetera?
Teacher of the Year, I think. Oh, they're
Yeah.
wonderful. I complete support.
Can
Okay,
I,
so you just want clarification?
Right, I
What the part of the historic money will be used for? And
building.
making sure it's historic and not
It's rehab.
rehab and not
Not
extra
rehab.
incidentals,
now,
correct?
just devil's advocate, the KFC building on Nickel Street, that's architecture from the 1960s. It is historic, it has interest, that whole section is kind of a historic area. Would that be analogous, how do you say it?
Analogous.
Analogous to the situation where it's a private, you have to be Catholic, I guess, to join Knights of
you
Columbus?
You could,
You
no, I
used to
think
be
so.
You have
Protestant.
to be a man, the
Yeah.
Knights of Columbus to
The
join.
same thing. I'm trying to think of an analogy. And what would we do in that case, or would we get applications from other groups like that? That's the only other thing. So
Yeah, I don't know
again,
what the-
that's-
I don't know how the law
There's a lot
speaks
of
to
questions
it.
simmering
Okay.
here. And
Yeah, it
Because
is.
I'm
it's
glad you have the-
excluding women and it's by private invitation only.
I get, or maybe it's a good question. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
it's a
open a
wonderful
can of worms.
question.
It's not because I'm pro-woman or anything. I'm
No.
just saying I'd
No.
like to know.
You have to know.
I
But
think
that's
that's a
fine.
great question.
Yeah,
We can get the answer
these
to
things will
your
come up at town
question.
meeting.
They will.
Yeah.
They
They'll
could
come up at town meeting for sure.
No, they're all good questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
no
I'm done.
problem. All right.
Okay.
So that was it on mine. We're tabling it until November.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
I gotta ask you, do you think that I should mention anything about the old lockup? Well, no? Okay. Thank you. All right. Does, we have staff assignment, I don't know who's the,
I think before that though, Judith, is the needs assessment for the Community Preservation Committee.
Yes, please.
Right.
oh, I'm sorry, and it's
Yeah, I
in
saw
yellow,
that.
Anthony.
Yeah.
I didn't see. Yes.
Thank you.
Did everybody have a chance to
I did.
read the needs assessment? Does anybody have anything to comment on it? Tony,
Yeah. I think all the ones that are on here are great. They're great.
no, the needs assessment.
No, wait.
Oh, are you
So,
looking at
can
the
I
list?
present it first?
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
I'm sorry, but
No.
you didn't raise your hand.
I was.
Oh, you did?
Yes. Okay, just so everybody knows that every few years, the needs assessment for the community preservation has to be updated. So we're in the process of updating ours now. So been working very diligently to change a few things and revamp it. So that's why you have for the chapter 4, it's all been redone. And then the back sheet, which Tony's gonna speak on, we have 20 notable historic places. The other one had a list of 100, but the problem with the list of the 100, it goes in the back of the needs assessment and it gets lost. And all it was addresses without no real connection on what it's for. And doing it this way, it gave the historic buildings with their addresses some more like clout, that they're where they stand historically, and it's noted which ones are on the register, which one's been moved, and the old list had a lot of them that had already been torn down.
Like
So-
the high school?
Yes, so this is the new list. If there's something you need added to it, that's why it's on here, it could be added, but we also need the approval of the board, so we could add this to the needs assessment of the CPC.
Has
So-
everybody read the needs assessment narrative?
Yeah, it's the end of the packet.
Yes. Does anybody have any comments on the needs assessment narrative?
And we did present a flow chart, so you understand how all this works.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the list?
How did I hear anything from the narrative?
I thought it was like part of the narrative.
Okay? So hearing nothing from anybody about any changes or comments regarding the narrative, by the way, it's very good.
Thank you.
There is a list of primarily public buildings or buildings that are used for public purposes, even though some are privately owned. And does anybody have any comments on this list?
I got a typo.
Tony?
Of course.
So Cheryl, because I know you're involved in the list, correct me if I'm wrong. The Odd Fellows building is not on here, is it, or is it?
No, I
No.
don't see it.
No. The Odd Fellows building is an incredibly historic building in Norwood Center.
Okay, it can be added.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, no
built in
problem.
1912, and even if you just go under, buildings of New England, it's listed there. Do you all know the one I'm talking about?
Yes, at the corner of Vernon
Yeah.
and Washington.
Absolutely gorgeous. So,
And it was designed by William G. Upham.
yes.
Which gives it
So,
clout.
it's they call it classical revival style, but the Oddfellows building stands as a reminder of its historical importance to charitable and social organizations. So, and George Henry Moore was born to the Oddfellows.
That's right.
Anybody notable in town in the late 18th and 19th century belonged to the Oddfellows, and their logo were three interlocking rings: friendship, truth, and something else. They're good character qualities, and their members took care of their sick, and including even financial responsibility if someone was sick. So it was a very charitable as well as social organization, and membership was so big that eventually this gorgeous hall was built, and it's just a outstanding feature in Norwood Center. I think the list is remiss if that's not in
It's
there.
mentioned in the narrative, so it should be on that list.
Yeah, so,
What's the address?
Right,
is it? It's not
you
600.
did pick it up in the narrative.
Well, what I did
I
is the
think
narrative was
661.
done, and then I was going off of a list
Yeah.
of 100
661.
that was already in the thing, and I was
Yeah, could easily.
doing each one,
Yeah,
yes.
we
Yeah.
just add it. I
So
think
I would.
It wasn't in my scope
yeah.
pay.
So I would just kind of suggest, I think, that
So this is to just,
the Odd Fellows.
an abbreviated or a quick look at some of the things that we have.
That we have, yeah, because the other list was a lot of private homes,
Yeah.
which doesn't register to anybody in town what the significance is. And by doing the list this way, then it registers more for historic, what is going on and the history. Because a lot of these you can tie to certain architects.
I think it's
right,
very
yeah,
good,
yeah.
and I want to thank you
Did
so
you
much
get
for doing it.
And would it be,
No
I'm
Wait,
sorry,
one at a time, please. Chuck.
would it be worthwhile, I believe Old Parishes put an application
It's,
in?
don't, can't put it on until it's actually approved.
Okay.
Application
I
is
just meant for the
an-
purposes of this, letting people know that if they're not aware of it, that one, we have a number of properties that are going forward.
Yeah, they're in a process
In
of,
process.
but if you start adding all of those and then they get turned down,
Yeah.
we don't want to make them look bad.
Okay.
Cheryl, I mean,
Tony.
Yeah.
that's all. Tony, I'm
My
sorry.
other thought on this, after we add the Odd Fellows, is I think all of these buildings, maybe all, actually have a designation number on MACRAS, and if they do, then I thought we could put the number, the Macris number on this list as well, and then maybe publicize this list with the Macris number on the Historical Commission website, so people
Okay,
would,
yeah, we
you
can
know,
do that.
That would be nice.
So you want the Macris number added?
I'd be glad to help do that, because I have a list printed at home anyway.
Oh,
so-
you do?
Yeah,
Okay,
so I could look a lot of these up.
That would be great.
Yeah, so I will offer to do that if you, I just think it would be a nice,
And I am more than happy to take you up on your
Accept.
offer.
yeah, I think they all have numbers, so.
Okay.
So I make a motion that we add the Oddfellows to that list. Be
Well, why don't
21.
we wait
Yeah.
until,
Other comments,
to
yeah?
see if there is anybody else who would like to add any other buildings.
The civic center, civic building, is that?
It's a good idea.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that, yeah, that one too. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Community center.
That used to be the old arsenal.
What's that?
It used to be the
Armory, right?
armory.
National Guard Armory, yeah, right.
I remember that.
When the other civic center where the hospital ended up being was torn down.
Well, let's say, so in like the next week or two, if you think of something,
Oh, I have two. I only had-
okay.
One is the Callahan School. I think it was built like in 1928, 1930 something. The Balch and the Cornelius Callahan School are the oldest ones in Norwood, and they're both beautiful, beautiful buildings.
Vultures on there.
Yeah, the Balch is up here. The Callahan is not. Tell me,
Actually, the post office is an Upham building too.
that is correct.
Actually, the post office, that might have a registration in, I'll look them up.
That's a good one, yeah.
I mean, I think we should keep the Upham designed buildings in there.
Tony was going to make a motion that we do something, but at this point, don't we just let you run with our suggestions? We don't have to put it in a
Yeah.
No.
formal vote.
No, just,
Okay,
We can just tell
Yeah.
you.
yeah,
We'll tell
Yeah.
we
you.
just did that. I just didn't know whether we had
Yeah, I
to.
would-
Not at this time. Okay.
we're
And
gonna
also-
be meeting in November
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
so,
If you want it then.
we'll just have Mr. Rosen put it on our agenda.
Agenda.
And by then, I'll have everything retyped, and we'll have the Macris numbers
I'll have
added
the
and
Macris
everything.
numbers and
And then you guys
Macris.
could give it its blessing.
Okay.
I also have one more to add,
Okay.
and you know that it's one of my big things. The old lockup is up here with the town hall.
Correct, because it's registered.
That is correct. But also the pumping station.
Pumping station.
It's the original name was the Ellis Pumping Station. And it's like across from Ellis Avenue. But everybody knows it as the Norwood Pumping Station.
Actually,
And
She's not
number
going
two,
home.
and number two on here, it says St. George Syrian Church. It is Orthodox Church.
Okay, these names, I took out,
They're from
Off
the
the-
original.
yeah, that
The
this
original
commission
list.
submitted to CPC, and that's where I got this from. It's off of original
Right,
list of
but
top
They've
100, yeah.
been, right, but the name has been
Change.
changed
what the
for many, 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 many years.
Oh, I just forgot what it, oh, you know what else you
Go
know?
away.
I know. We just talked about it. It's really, Norwood Central train station
Oh, yeah.
building.
Sure.
How did we miss that?
I know.
And can I get a clarification on number 9? What is Sunrise Home?
It's on
Assisted
Saunders
living.
Road.
The assisted living building, that's a new
Assisted living,
building.
yeah. assisted
It's a
living.
blended building, actually. They did a
It
great
is?
job blending old with new there. They
I always
retained
thought
the
that was a
wall.
You
grand-
walk into
It's
it,
historic.
the beautiful staircase.
Yeah, I thought that was just all new
No,
buildings.
it was a
No,
mansion.
oh, they did a beautiful
No, they
job.
Did a magnificent rehab.
And they are on Macris.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Really?
it's beautiful.
I would have never.
It is
have
just
known that.
beautiful in
Yeah.
there. They did a great job,
I know that's beautiful.
yeah.
Because Macris is the leading force on what we're using to determine for the list, so.
Okay, wow.
And we can't use the governor's mansion, is that right? Because it's private.
Well, it's not that,
Have you gone by it?
it's lost its historic value.
Have you gone by it?
Yeah,
They
I
gutted
did.
it.
It's horrible.
They lost it. It doesn't have
Broken windows.
any historic value now.
Nothing.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Shame on the previous owner and even the town for not taking it, and the new owners. And I don't mind if you say my comment on television.
So I want to offer
So-
this as a, sorry,
Go ahead.
So I just want to offer this as comment as food for thought. The National Preservation Standard for something to be old and historic is actually 50 years.
That's correct.
For our for our house sign, we locally decided, use 75, but the national standard is 50. So I'm just going to propose this location because it is unique, and just think about it. St. Timothy Church is 60 years old, and it's on a very historic site of the former, quote, Norwood Beach. And it's on the pond. And has an incredibly interesting history. And I don't know if you would want to call that, I mean, the architecture is beautiful, it's a church and all that, but its location and its site is also of huge historical significance. When Norwood sold that land to the Archdiocese, if I lived here, I would have said, no,
Do you know
keep
how
the
much
beach.
they
But
bought it for?
it was little, yeah,
$60,000.
it wasn't a lot of money, I know. But it has an interesting history. I just think it's amazing that, this parish used to be a beach, So I'm just throwing it out there for thought,
Oh, and is the library on there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
11.
there it
Yeah.
is. Okay.
Anyway, just a comment.
That was,
I do
that was
think,
New Pond at the time, wasn't it?
it's a man-made pond too.
Yeah, I know. That's
Made
why the
mostly
dike,
by Italians, by the way, Italian immigrants.
that's why the dike is there.
So it's real interesting up there.
This is just a curiosity thing from me. I don't know. What about the Judge E. Lee Bridge?
I was
The
going to mention
bridges in
that.
Norwood are beautiful.
What is it?
The bridges in Norwood are
Okay.
exquisite. The Judge E. Lee Bridge is very well known. He's very famous, but they named it, after him.
It's the Nahat
Same
Street
as
one, right?
On Manhattan Street, but also there's one on Dean Street and, but some of the bridges in Norwood are exquisite.
Are you talking about the stone?
Yes,
Yeah, right.
yes.
You know what though? You're right. The Lee one on Nahat Street, that was designed by Upham too.
I do not know that. I'd have to
I'm
check it.
almost positive.
I'd have to check.
Okay, I'll add bridges, no problem,
Yeah.
since I have Tony doing
Yeah,
Macris
and
for
on
me.
number 12, add an E at the end of Catherine there.
Yeah, somebody already pointed me that
The one over here on Short Street,
Okay.
that kept getting hit, I guess, so many times, but it was really pretty before. Now there's no bridge there.
bridge
No,
there, no.
it's hard to say it's historic. It's really historic, it's
The other
gone.
ones in the downtown area, yeah, it makes sense because if my brain is functioning, I believe almost every single one of those bridges also have a keystone stone inlaid
Mhm.
to hold it up.
So this is a wonderful, wonderful list.
I
think.
enjoyed the exercise.
But it's very, very good.
Okay.
So we got about 30, that's a good number, whatever.
Yeah, it'll be about 30 when we get it done. Okay, nope, it's great, we can fix it, we can add on to it.
Okay.
If somebody thinks of something, let me know, but make sure it does have a value of some sort.
Historic, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other new business, or old business, or anything that anybody would like to
We did
bring
it.
up?
I think the last item that I seen on the topics is Historical Commission staff assignment.
Oh, yeah.
I think we already
We covered
addressed
that.
that.
Yeah, we covered
I think that, yeah.
We
Well,
did that.
then, time,
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
that way?
Second,
Excellent. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much.